Hey guys, our Decline here, Average Picker. So we're going to see if we can't get through Spool Me Once. This is by Pickaholic. Let's see what we can do here. A quick little just 1, 2, 3 on the pins, and we got a tad bit of a false. A bit more. Come back up to the front of the lock. Oh, so that was just 2, and we dropped into a deeper false. Definitely set. There we go. I think it was 2. I just needed, or 3. Just needed a tiny bit more of a nudge there. All right, let's tilt the camera a little bit so you guys get to see a little bit better of the gutting. Yeah, what we got here? Oh yeah, let's take a look at the key real quick. Sorry about that. So I got kind of quiet there too. So there's our key. Very smoothed out. It's on a Broncos keychain, Pickaholic. I think I'm gonna need to shim that. Probably didn't look like it, but that was a little bit sketchy. Pin tweezers. Okay, so 5. Ooh, 5's just got a little bit of a reduced diameter kind of T-pin tip on it. I like that. 4 is got a little bit of a serration. Looks like 3 is the same way. 2, a little bit of a spool, and 1 a spool. I think there's, oh yeah, we got threading in chambers 1 and 3. And go figure, a spool up top in chamber 1. We know we're going to have spools in this, right? It's called Spool Me Once. Shame on Spool. Oh, a spool with a little bit of a T-pin tip there. That would be the one I finished on. That was just needed that little tiny bit more of a nudge. Oh, 3 is a very cool kind of serrated spool. Another kind of, oh wow. Okay, 4 is very cool. 4 is like a pin and pin spool. Let's take a good close look at that. That's some neat work, man. Springs are coming out. Let's go ahead and get those pulled before we have a mess of springs in there. And 5 is a spool. All right, let's get the camera flipped around and take a look. Okay, so I don't think we have to move the core here. You can see the threadings chambers 1 and 3. And oh wow, we do have threading up there in 1 and 2. It's hard to tell. I can't tell if there's any threading in 3. 4 and 5 look standard though. So let's take a look at our pins here. So in 1, cool little spool guy there in case you overlift them. 2's got a little serrations. Nice little single serration on the tip there. And same with 4. I like these dull little serrations, can be really nice. I think it's always worth sticking something usually on the pins. And then just subtly reduced diameter there on 5, which I really like. I don't know, I'm a fan of reduced diameter pins, for better or for worse. In 5, oh, I thought he was just a regular spool, but we can see he's actually got a couple little thin serrations cut in him on the edges of that spool. That's really cool. I'm going to skip 4 because 4 is really neat. Take a closer look at him in a minute. 1, pretty standard spool there. Nice cutting. This is the one we finished on. We got a spool with a little bit of a T-pin there at the end. And that was the one that just needed that last little nudge just to get past that T-pin. That guy's pretty cool. Check that out. We have a serrated spool. It's like 2 spools put together. It's a really great big pin. Should we take a look at how see how far down he sits. So he sits right down there in the first part of his spool. Then rides up into his serrated. That is a neat pin, man. That you got that much of the pin to sink down in there too is pretty crazy. I wouldn't have expected it quite based off the key. And look at this guy. This is some crazy. It is a pin-in spool. That is some wild work, man. I have done some pin-in-pin work. I have yet to put one of my pin-in-pins actually in a lock. I've had a lot of issues with mine where they don't always, they separate and they don't always go back into each other. And I think what's happening is I undercut my inner pin part. It seems to work a lot better when you do have a little bit of that inner pin that hangs out like that. But serving as a little bit of a T-pin, it can also get caught and separate, and that can put you into a pretty decent false. Let's get him back in there. Come on. Very cool little pins there, Pickaholic. I was kind of expecting a slew of these. Just kind of your more standard spools, maybe with some little variations. I was not expecting to see that much variation in them. Yeah, God, those two. I don't think I've ever quite seen one like either 3 or 4. There, let's zoom in on those. Those are worth doing a final zoom in on and taking a look at. So, very cool there, Pickaholic. Yeah, thank you for pinning up the lock. And thank you to Paola, because I think this was in the package you sent me. So there we go. The little upside down, but Pickaholics, spool me once. Very cool lock, man. All right, see you guys later.